Hey, hey, happy Friday, almost at Thursday. Hope everybody's doing well. Sorry I had to cancel yesterday, but um we had I had ordered furniture and they gave me a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. window, and by 6 o'clock, 6:30, when they had not shown yet, I decided, I think it was even a little sooner than that. But I kept they kept sending me messages that they were gonna, hey Kathy, they were gonna be delivering it, and I was afraid that I'd be in the middle of my video when the furniture came, and so that's why I canceled. It did end up coming. Hey Margaret, we did. They finally delivered it to us. I guess it was about 10 after 9. So my window was 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and they came at 9:10. So it was hey Kathy, it was a hey Dawn, it was a long day, but it's done. So we are going to finish the week off with Festive and Fun. This is such a cute little stamp set. And I actually just plainly colored, nothing fancy for these cards. And I think I'm going to change up these. I don't really like them after I see the card now. And I just want to make sure. I got to see what I did with my ribbon. Here it is. All right, so we got our ribbon. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing good. It got really chilly here. Hey, Dew. Hey, Sheila. So chilly. So we have this cute little card with the I want to call it bedazzling, but that's not the name of it anymore, right? Let's see. More dazzle. It's called More Dazzle. And then the bold, I didn't even pull out my papers. Let's see. Merry, bold, and bright paper. And our cute little Festive and Fun stamp set. So we just have just a quick and easy, sweet little card. Okay. Same thing with this one. I just did a quick coloring. And I did already fussy cut him. So hopefully he's sitting right here somewhere. I fussy cut him. And oh, here he is. So he's all ready to go. And we'll just color him up with a strip of paper on the inside. Hi, Karen. Thank you. And then this cute little box. And I forgot to I made it for the Ferrero Rocher candy. It's actually 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So you could actually put something larger in. And I did add these 4 little gems in the middle. And the way this opens is it just twists and then opens up. And I did that. I had the card ready for yesterday. So now when you close it, you get it so it's like a star in the middle, and then you just fold over the edges, and it just creates that cute little top of the box, right? Just something a little different. Thanks, Dawn. So let's get started. We'll start with this little guy. So we're using real red. Nice red color for Christmas. And I know we don't even have Thanksgiving yet, but I just wanted to get these cards, the Christmas cards, done. We need to make them early so you can get them out, right? So we're going to start with 11 by 4 1/4. Just pick up some stuff here. And we're going to score it at 5 1/2. All right. And then we're going to layer it up, of course. So we have some basic white. And this is 5 by 3 3/4. 5 1/8 by 3 3/4. And then I have an embossed layer of real red. Okay, just looks like fabric, I guess. And this is 3 5/8 by 5. And we have that bold and beautiful. Is that what I said it was? Merry, bold, and bright. And this measures 3 by 5. So all we're going to do is glue these all together. And I'm going to use glue. This way I get a little bit of time in between to make sure that if I don't put it on straight the first time, I have a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, my chair feels like it collapsed a little bit. I'm going to have to move it back up. Too low. All right, so there's our designer series paper. I just want to check. It looks like it's pretty even there. Maybe a little hair. Let's see. So is everybody doing okay? Anything new? Hey, Steve, how are you? All right, we'll get rid of them. Just give me 1 second. All right, so there's that front layer. Let's see. There we go. A 17. Yeah, I made, like I said, I have a whole pile of paper pumpkins. All right, so we're just going to adhere this to the front of the card too. I have a bunch of paper pumpkin kits that I never did, and I pulled out that Christmas one, and I just got to see if I can, there we go. Pull my chair up. I felt like I was sitting on the floor. That's better. And I just thought the cards were so cute, and I decided to create them. So that's what I'm going to use this year. All right, this little corner here looks like it's sticking up a little. So I'm just going to grab a piece of paper and add some glue. And if I stick it under that corner and then hold this down and pull it out, we'll get glue just on that corner. And it'll stick really nice. If you remember, you had to mow and mulch leaves. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was chilly this morning here, and then it did get warm. And you talk about leaves. Oh my goodness, our yard is full. That's what we're gonna have to do, is leaves. But it's been a crazy couple days, so maybe over the weekend. All right, let me just clean this block off. If you were with us on Monday for Mystery Card Monday, you'll remember I had dedicated that video and sent the card to another YouTuber. Her name is Jenny. And if you're not familiar, like I said, her name is Jenny. She's not a card maker. She's just a YouTuber. And about 2 years ago, she was diagnosed with non-smoking lung cancer. And over the years, it had spread. And she now is in hospice. And the last update before I came on, I was listening to her husband give an update, and they brought her home. So she wanted to, be home for her final days, and they were able to get her home today. So that's good news. All right, I'm just looking to see where my little mat went again. I guess we'll use this one. All right, so I have the little moose. I'm assuming it's a moose. And I have a layering rectangle. And this is the one that is about 3¼ by 1 7/8. And we're going to grab our memento and we are going to stamp this little guy right on this layer. So I did get her card out to her. All right, so there's our little moose. And we're just going to color him up really quick. And like I said, we're not going to do anything fancy. I have some red. I have some light and dark crumb cake. And I think I also have ivory. And we are going to use some light shaded spruce. So we're just going to grab some light real red. And I usually do not use the brush, but it goes a little quicker. So we're just going to color this up. And like I said, we're not going to do anything fancy. And it's funny, when I did the other one for the card to show you, I thought this was just his whole arm, for his body, but it's the sleeve of his sweater. All right, quick and easy, right? And we got some right there, but we're going to grab some light cherry cobbler. And I'm going to grab that sleeve in the back. And all I'm going to do is add a little under his neck and a little under his arm. And then I'm just going to get a couple of these. Looks like a fruit cake to me. So we're just going to add little green and red fruit in there. Color up these leaves. Like I said, just quick and easy. Oh, did you finish it? That's good. All right, I'm going to grab ivory for his antlers. So we're just going to color it up. Nothing fancy. To make your card look cute, you don't have to do anything special. All right. And I am going to, let's see, I have all my markers in a box. So I would remember. Now this is light calypso coral. And I'm just going to color in that cake really quick. And then I have light and dark crumb cake. So I'm just going to do his nostrils, around his eyes, in his ears, and under his sweater, his little tail. We'll do his feet and his hands. And then we'll take light crumb cake and we're just going to color him in. See how quick and easy that was? Now for the icing on the cake, I'm going to just use some Winkostella and make it a nice shiny icing. Really quick. I have some red gems left over. So I'm going to add them to the corners. And I do this a lot, and it's just to make it look like it's being held on by brads, right? Sometimes, I don't know about you, but when it comes to embellishments, sometimes I just don't know where to add them. That one's a little crooked. So I want them on there, and it's just easier to add them to my corners. I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. Whoops. Hey, Sherry. So let's pull in our more dazzling, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back of this. And I'm just going to add some tape, runner tape, and then we're just going to add this and keep it as straight as can be. All right. Now this time I'm going to do the trees. I don't like this side. And all I did was punched it. So we're going to just cut it in half. And then we're going to add some glue. And I'm going to actually add it to this. And this first little notch, that's where I'm going to adhere it to. This way it'll stay straight. All I have to worry about is getting it straight from side to side. And I think that's not straight at all. Let's move it up. All right, there we go. So now that that's on, we're just going to flip it over. Let's add some dimensionals. And like I said, this will be on my blog in the morning. I don't think there's anything pressing tomorrow other than leaves. Margaret, you should come to my house and do my leaves. Hey, Kathy. Aw, thank you. All right, so we're just going to add this right to the center. Let's grab a piece of ribbon. We'll just add a little ribbon to the front. These little guys are just so cute. And like I said, you don't have to do anything fancy when it comes to coloring them. If you wanted, you can emboss them and watercolor them. That would be cute. There's so many different things that you can do with these little guys. Oh, we're going to put it down here in the center. All right, so there's the front of our first card. And I'm just looking, did I take out my real red? I did. What did I do with it? Here it is. All right. So for the inside, I did this little, I guess it's a beaver. And he has a candy cane. So let's get a block here. That one's not big enough. Let's use the moose block. And I like to make sure he's on here the way he's supposed to be. And we have our mat of real red. There goes my phone again whenever I'm in here. So our mat layer is 5 1/4 by 4. So our basic white is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And we're going to just get this little guy, ink him up, and I'm just going to add him right there. And then I grab the sentiment. What did I do? A little something. Let me just clean this off. It looks like I stamped it in black. So I don't want to have a dirty stamp with the red. All right, we're going to spray this a little. Just a tad. All right, that should have done it. Let's just clean this off. All right, and we're going to grab some real red. And like I said, the sentiment is a little something for you with lots of love from me. And look, I put the sticker on. And we're going to just put that right in the center. And then we're just going to quick color this little guy up. So I have my light real red. And we're going to very carefully do every other stripe for that candy cane. Excuse me. And we're going to use our dark and light crumb cake again. So what I did is I just colored in some of these squares on his tail. And then I just went under his neck, under his arm, and under that candy cane with the dark. And then grabbed the light. And we're just going to color it in. I think I'm going to have to replace this one. That quick and easy. Don't want to get those little teeth. Just quick and easy. I'm going to actually darken his nose up a little bit. All right. Pull our mat back in. And I'm actually going to use some seal. All right. Going to put my seal on first. But so I don't make a mistake, I am going to run a line of glue on that seal. It'll protect the basic white from the glue showing through, but it'll give me a little wiggle room to make sure that I get this layer on straight. Okay? Just gives it, thanks, Karen. Oh, I shouldn't have been, Kathy. I should have been on last night, but I was waiting for the furniture delivery man, and I was afraid they were going to show up during my video. And it's so much work. All right, so there's card one, and I do like the trees better than this one. I might trim those off. I just don't like that. All right, so there's card number one. So let's jump to card number two. This time we got the rhinoceros. And we're using the same paper. All right, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to go landscape. And then we're going to layer it up again. So we have a basic white layer, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And then an embossed real red, and it is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. All right, so we're just going to layer this up. But before I do, I'm going to grab my designer series paper, and this is 4 7/8 by 1 1/2. And I'm going to lay this down first, so if I have to trim it, I can trim it before it's on that basic white layer. So let's add some glue. So I ended up working on, next week's newsletter card. Each week I offer, if you join my newsletter, I offer a special card. And I'm also going to be doing the same technique on my Patreon group. I'll show you. I guess I'm sure you're familiar. Just had to take a little trim with the black mat. Whoa, sorry. The black magic fell right off my shelf. Black magic technique. And this is going to be the card for my newsletter. Isn't that awesome? It's just, I haven't put it on the base of the card yet. I've just been working on the front of the card. But that's going to be my newsletter card this week. So if you're already a subscriber, that'll be the PDF that you get. And then, like I said, my Patreon group, I'm going to do the same, but with a different stamp set. We're actually going to do it with the Sending Smiles stamp set. All right, so we're going to add some glue, and we're going to add this right to the front of the card. All right, easy peasy. Aw, thanks, Karen. We love it. It's actually, what we actually got was a love seat with it looks like a seat from, for in the car. It is a love seat with the center console with the opening where you can charge your phone or iPads, and then there's a recliner on each side. And it's pretty nice. It takes up less space. We've always had 2 recliners, so it takes up less space, and it is very, very nice. I had no intention. I was going to buy 2 chairs. I had no intention of buying this thing. Oh, did you? Yeah, that's right. All right, so we have some more designer series paper, the Merry Brighton. What is it called? I still can't remember the name of this paper. Merry, Bold, and Bright. And we are going to adhere this designer series paper, which is 3 3/4 by 2.5, to the more dazzling 2 3/4 by 4. All right. So this is going to go right on here. And we're going to add a good amount of glue so it catches all this sparkle. Yeah, so yeah, me too, Karen. Yeah, it is really fun. I've been trying to get the house back together. It's just a never-ending job. The garbage men are, I'm sure they are not too thrilled. We had so much garbage this week, and I ended up having to call them, the garbage man, to pick up the 2 recliners, and I'm also getting rid of another love seat. So it's just been, they must hate me. All right, so we're popping this piece up onto the front of the card. Next, this is the Countryside Corners, and it is the one that measures about 3.5 by 1 7/8. And I embossed it with that same embossing folder. And I wanted a mat for it. I didn't like the way it looked. So I cut a piece of real red, and this measures 3 5/8 by about 2. And I'm going to lay this down and center it on this piece of real red. Now this basic white I'll add glue to because of the embossing. We won't see the glue because the piece is embossed. All right, so we're just going to center this on this piece of red, okay? And then I'm going to grab my scissors, and all I'm going to do is cut off these corners just like that. And then we have our mat. Thanks, Kathy, for our layer. And we're going to grab those dimensionals again. And we're just going to add these to the back. All right. Get them in the garbage. All right, so we're going to pop this up. And I did it again. Did you see that? Before I pop this up, I'm just going to grab a length of ribbon. I always forget when I wrap it with ribbon. I cheat anyway. So we're just going to grab a length of ribbon. And my glue dot should be okay. It's pretty warm in here tonight. And like I said, I cheat. I don't like tying and wrapping. So we're going to just lay this down on this piece. and tuck it under with that glue dot. And then I'll add my bow later. All right, so we have our piece of ribbon. Now I'll adhere it to the front. Okay, so there is that layer. Move that ribbon up. So now we can move that over. Let's see where our little, here he is. Here's our little rhino. Look, he's not even colored. So let's grab some light and dark smoky slate. And I am going to use the brush because it's quicker. And we're just going to quick color him in. We want to go around his eyes. And I like to just go line for line. It makes it look a lot smoother, and I'll come in a little bit more. It makes your coloring look a lot smoother if you just come in and find your spot and go line to line, like around that scarf, come up from his bottom, and if you come up and go line to line, it just makes it look so much neater. And then up here, we can come all the way down. I'm going to turn it so I can see my point at that edge. See, it just makes it so much easier, and it looks like it's nice and smooth. You don't have all those lines. So now I'm going to grab some petal pink, and I'm going to do his horn. And I'm going to grab this light smoky slate, and I'm just going to put a line right there. Okay? And I'm trying to follow what I did before. I'm just going to add a little petal pink in there. I'm going to get the dark, and we're going to do inside his nostrils. And he has an arm over here, and I'm going to do it dark. And then he has 3 little fingers. All right? So now let's grab some real red, and we're going to just do his scarf. We're going to just go every other. Give him a striped scarf, right? Let's get his bow on his wreath. And then we'll do the little birds' hats, his ear muff. We'll do the scarves. Make it as simple as can be, right? Color to relax instead of getting frustrated. So I'm just going to do this whole box in real red. Then I'm going to grab the dark cherry cobbler and do the bow. See? You just don't even have to fuss. Then I have light balmy blue. Let's just color in these little birds. Get their beaks. Right? And then let's do this package over here. And I think I have, let's do lemon lime twist and old olive. Where's my light old olive? Here it is. All right, so lemon lime twist. Right? Quick and easy. And then the bow. And then we have this one in the back here. I think I'll do it in Calypso Coral. Go around that bird. We have his little boots. So I'm going to do them in black. But I'm just going to do the outline and leave the center. And then grab my dark smoky slate. Finish coloring it in. And then I'll just grab my light shaded spruce. And we're going to dot some green color. And there we go. Let's do his little sled here. We'll do his, this is the light smoky slate. And we'll do it in light crumb cake, just so it's not so white. All right. So now that he's colored, quick and easy, right? Let's add a few dimensionals. I want to see if I can't avoid some of that ribbon. And we'll pop him up right here on the front of our card. And grab another length of ribbon. I'm going to move this back up. Oh, you got to do chores. Have a great night, Karen. All right. So we got our bow. And we're just going to add this right here to the corner of our card. Let's grab those red embellishments, our little red diamonds. And we'll just add a few. We'll put one over here, and over here. All right, so there is the front of card 2. Right, quick and easy. Now the inside, we have 2 layers of basic white. One is 5 1/4 by 4. The other one is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And we're going to grab the Happy Christmas Wishes, and I have to clean it because it looks like I did it in black again. I'm wondering what, oh no, you know what it is? It's the Night of Navy. I did the sentiment today during Fun Fold Friday. That's where it's coming from. Silly. All right, so we want real red. So let's ink up our stamp. Little piece of fuzz I see there. And I want to just check it to make sure it's straight. And it looks good. So I'm going to put this in the center on the bottom of the card. Just like that. Then I'm going to just grab a piece of designer series paper. And it's a 1/2 inch wide. And I am going to trim it once it is on the bottom of the card. So we're just going to add this underneath our sentiment. Okay, just like that. And then now I'll trim it so it's right up against that edge. Let's grab our basic white. And I'll grab my seal. Oh, put it on the wrong piece. That's okay. We'll make sure it's straight. Line it up, center it. Just like that. Now that we have 2 layers, I can use my glue and add it to the center of the card. All right, so there is number 2. Happy Christmas wishes. Yeah, it's cute. All right, let's jump to the next project. And I'm just looking. I know. I know I colored another giraffe. Where the heck did that little boy go? I had colored one and lost it, or misplaced it. And then I colored another one today, and he's not here either. So we're going to just pretend that I have a giraffe. Let me just see if he's here. That little devil, he walked off again. Oh, nope, there he is. Okay, good. I knew I had him here somewhere. All right, so for this box, we are going to start with a piece of cardstock that is 9 1/4 by 7 1/2. Thanks, Margaret. And this is real red. And then on the 7 1/2 inch side, you're going to score it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. Then you're going to turn it, and you're going to score it at 1 3/4 and 7. These little boxes on the bottom that are square is the bottom of our box. So we are actually going to grab our scissors, and we are going to cut out this rectangle, and I'm just going to angle it just like this, because this is going to be the tab to close the box. All right. Then we're going to jump to these rectangles on the top. Can you see them? I am going to, I found my silicone mat. Let's use it. we're going to take our, and I hope I have it right here, because I forgot to pull it out. Let's see. Hold on one second. My drawer is stuck. Okay, it's not there. Where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. I'm going to take my stylus from my scoreboard. And we're going to go from the score line, that first score line, to the edge score line. So you can see, we're going to go from right here to right here. All right. And we are going to score a line right across. And we're going to do that to each of these rectangles. That's 2. That's 3. And 4. And then we're going to take it and we're going to go from opposite corners now. So we're making an X in each of these rectangles. And one more. All right, so now we have X's in those rectangles. The next thing we have to do is we have to score a line down from this center piece out. Now it measures 1 3/4. So I actually just made a mark right at 7/8 of an inch. That's the halfway mark for each of these rectangles. Okay, 7/8 of an inch. So we're going to take our stylus, go from that center where the two lines intersect, and you're just going to score a line right out to the end. And I'll show you again in 1 second. All right. So we have our X and a straight line. See it right there? Now for this side, we need this to also be cut. So we're going to start over here. And we're just going to make a deep angled cut. Just like that. All right. Now we can fold and burnish all our straight lines. I'm going to do it before I cut the bottom of that box. So let's just fold and burnish. I'm going to pull this up. That's the bottom. Here's the top of our box. Okay. Now, what we want to do is fold your score lines. Okay. We're folding that X. Just like that on each rectangle. You just want to fold on that score line. And then these top where we did that line in the center, you're just going to fold them. Whoops. Just like this. Each one. And one more. That end one is easy. All right, so there's the top of our box. For the bottom, here's the tab where we're going to adhere it to. So this will go around. I want this to be the front of my box right here. So with this square, we're just going to cut straight down and straight down. All right, so this is the front of the box. For these other squares, we're going to angle cut them. Okay, we're just taking a little bit off. Here's my front, so we're going to leave that one. And then we're just going to angle this. Just makes it fit much nicer when you're folding it all together. Just like that. Okay? Then we have some pieces to add to it. And what did I do with them? Here's the giraffe. Oh, here they are. So I ended up cutting this more dazzling paper, 5 1/8 by 1 5/8, and then some basic white, 5 by 1 1/2. And I think I'm going to have to run it through my cut and emboss machine. So we have our sentiment. I'm going to make sure it's on there straight. And we're going to grab some real red. And I'm just going to add the sentiment right to the center. All right. And then I'm going to grab my embossing folder. Hopefully it's sitting right here. Got the dropsies tonight. So I'm just going to grab my embossing folder. And I'm going to remember where the logo is the front of your embossing folder. So we're just going to lay these in. And I'm just going to run these through. I'm always running late, aren't I? Alright, so now our pieces are embossed. And we're just going to layer these up on this nice sparkly paper. Here's our sentiment. And then this is the one that our giraffe is going to go on. So I want the giraffe on the front of my box. So you remember, we didn't tab this one at all. So this section is the front of the box. So let's add some glue. And we're going to add this piece. Now the back of the box is going to be right here. So this is going to go in the last section. Now these little boxes would be great for table settings if you're going to have guests over, and fill it with some candy. And sitting on your table, this would be the side that your guest, if you're going to give it as a gift for the gift getter, and then who's ever sitting opposite them will see the sentiment. All right. So I do have my giraffe, but he needs to be finished colored. And instead of coloring him or finishing him, I'm going to leave him off for now, just so we can get this done. All right. Here's our tab. You can either glue it or use tear and tape. I'm going to add some glue. So we're just going to make sure we have enough glue. And then we're going to fold the box from the center and lay it down. So now our box is square. Here's the front of our box. This is the last flap that's going to go in, be tucked. So we're going to fold these two over. Let's add a bit of glue. Now my camera is too close. All right. Here's our front. Let's close this one up. And it'll hold that in place. And then we can add some glue on our last flap and close it up. All right, so now that that is like that, I'm just going to hold it up and grab my, just to make sure that's sticking. All right, so now we have our box. I'm just going to move this up so I don't drive you nuts. Now to close your box, you're going to pinch these stars and you're going to get it so it looks like a star on the top. And what I'm going to suggest is make these ahead of time, because with the condensation in your room and it, being set like this for a while, now to open this up is very simple. And to close it is also very simple because it's already been folded. The first time you do it, it is a little tough. So you're going to get it into a star, and then you're going to make sure you fold each side in and down. And like I said, the first time you do it, it is a little tough. Let me see if I can't get this. Oh, here we go. But once it's folded and you let it sit for a little bit, see how it is? It's not set yet. It is all folded. Now what I did is I actually turned it upside down for a day, put a little bit of weight on the top, and leaned it up against something so it would just hold this in place, so it would hold together, believe it or not. So now that it's been folded, you get your star, and then you're going to fold each side over. Okay. And if you let it sit, I put 4 gems on the inside for each of the corners. And like I said, now that it's been sitting, see how nice it opens? And then the same thing. It's just going to fold down really easy. You just have to let this sit. Let the condensation in your room help with it and turn it upside down. This way it'll set those papers and the folds, and you'll get a nice top to your box. See how different it is? And this is what it looks like when it's finished. So there you go. There is card 1. goodness, I disconnected me. All right, so here is card 1 and 2 in our sweet little box. So I'll have a blog post for you tomorrow morning. And I'll see everybody over the weekend. On your way out, hit that like button. Night, Margaret. Thanks for joining us. And I will talk to everybody tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Nancy.